guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here, and it is all over. What a crazy week. More like 10 days really, or even 2 weeks for some people and some places. It's been absolute madness with all the fiestas going on, and it's now gone from one extreme to the other, just a couple of days, and the new town of Benidorm is now very quiet in comparison. Today I'm going to take you for a skate down the Calle Girona. That's the strip road which was heaving with tens of thousands of tourists just a few days ago. And we'll see how it's looking now during the aftermath of the November Benidorm Fiestas. So I'm setting off just by the Flash Hotel. And it's hard to believe that just last week, this area absolutely bouncing with party people. This isn't unusual though, it always goes very quiet the week after fiestas. We all expect it, and some workers especially even welcome it, as it gives them a chance to have a little downtime after a very hectic, exhausting period. Kind of feels like that's it, another year done after the fiestas. But it's not quite done yet. We will get busy again for New Year and Christmas, but we generally get around 3 weeks where it's pretty dead before the Christmas crowds start to appear. What a fantastic autumn we've had this year. It's been a really busy one, and the weather has been incredible too, much to the delight of the tourists that I visited. The start of October was one of the hottest ever recorded, and we had one of the busiest weekends of the whole year, with hotel occupancy hitting 94.5%. It was a really good month, and it didn't quieten down much towards the end of October either. It was a great month, October, and it didn't quieten down much towards the end of the month either. The start of November wasn't as quiet as it usually is. It normally dies a death the week before Fiesta, but we only really saw a couple of quiet days just before the Fiesta's begun. And if you've watched our Fiesta's videos, you'll have seen just how busy it was for the Spanish Fiesta and then the Fancy Dress Day. 40,000 people attended. Now that's got to be our biggest ever Fancy Dress Day, surely. The biggest fancy dress party in Europe, maybe even in the world. I don't know any other event like it, do you? Let us know in the comments if you do. I'd be intrigued to compare numbers of anything similar that happens elsewhere in the world. A lot of those 40,000 people also stayed for the weekend after Fiesta and the Fancy Dress Day. It's only today we've noticed a considerable difference really. I saw a lot of coaches and buses picking people up early this morning. Some looked quite happy to be going home. They looked a bit knackered and burnt out, to be honest. The fiestas can do that to you. And what fabulous weather we had for Fiesta Week too. Temperatures were well above average, and we got glorious sunshine right the way through. Still got sunshine, but it's almost as if the sun has run out of energy this week too. Temperatures have dropped a good few degrees. It's only going to peak at 19 today, whereas last week we were getting 23, 24 and even higher temperatures on a couple of days. And the nights didn't drop much either. Overnight temperatures only dropped to the mid-teens, which is still quite warm for this time of year. But this week we may see it drop into single figures overnight for the first time since early spring. Winter is coming, and although you'll still see people on the beach and sunbathing around the pools on sunny days, you'll soon see the locals wrapping up in coats, hats and scarves. I'm not quite there yet. Joggers, jeans and hoodies are out. But it won't be long and I'll start digging my proper winter woolies out from under the bed. I am a right wimp when it comes to winter, I'll admit it. Temperatures that some tourists, well most tourists, find very mild, I'll be like, oh my God, it's freezing with Baltic. And I'm not exaggerating, it really does feel cold to those of us that have acclimatised. I think it's because the temperatures differ so much between night and day, especially if you sat out in the direct sunlight during the day, when the feels-like temperature can still be mid-20s throughout winter. But as soon as the sun goes down, the temperature can drop about 10 to 15 degrees in the space of just a couple of hours. If you are coming out winter, packing layers is key. Breakfast time you'll need long sleeves and trousers. You can start peeling them off as it gets to midday. And then around 4 p.m. you'll probably want to start layering up again before the chill of the night hits. If you are coming out this winter, let us know in the comments. We look forward to seeing you in the coming months. Maybe you're coming out this weekend for the Benidorm Half Marathon. I have heard this year's is going to be one of the biggest ever. If you are coming out for that, I wish you all the best of luck with that event. Something I could never do. I envy you all. I've never been good at running. Even when I was young and I used to play football, I was never very fast. Always better with wheels. So yeah, I hope you all smash it and have a very successful race. And we will do some coverage on some of our platforms, whether it be Facebook or Insta or whatever. What else is happening in the next few weeks? Well, we'll probably see some bars around this area closed down for winter. Benidorm is an all year round resort. It never closes completely, except for pandemic years, of course. But there are differences in the seasons. Over winter, some of the late night clubs, like those on the square we've just passed, for example, and some of the hardcore party bars, which cater mainly for stags and hens, will close down for the winter season. Aside from Christmas, when there's a wonderful variety of ages that come to visit, we do tend to get a slightly older crowd coming over in the winter months. And they often come for long stays as well, 2 or 3 months at a time, some of them. So even this area of Benidorm, which is renowned for partying and nightlife, it still ticks over during the winter. That's thanks to our more mature tourists. Entertainment starts earlier in the afternoon, places like the Western or the California bar, for example. But yeah, the hardcore party bars and clubs do often close after fiestas and stay closed until the next big fiesta, which is the Fiesta in March and also coincides with St. Patrick's Day. Most of the cabaret bars stay open, although they do reduce the number of acts from, say, 7 or 8 to 3 or 4. But in general, there's still something going on in Benidorm all year round. Beachfronts stay busy during the day, as does the Old Town. But you'll notice it's much more of a cafe culture feel than a mad party vibe over the winter time. We'll see the Christmas decks going up at the start of December and the Christmas square near the town hall with the ice rink and all the festive stuff going on around there. There'll be a programme of events for Christmas, and as soon as we get details confirmed for that, we'll do a video telling you all about it. So if you're coming out, you can plan your holiday properly. We've got a little trip away planned in a couple of weeks. Where are we going this time? You can find out on our other YouTube channel, which is called Where To Next. Have a little look at that if you're interested in seeing what we get up to when we're away from Benidorm. There's a few vlogs on there from our recent trip to Budapest, and we have lots more plans for it in the future. We will be in Benidorm for Christmas, and I'll be back at the Triangle doing my karaoke sessions there on a Friday afternoon and a Monday night. Triangle is closing for some refill work, but they will be reopening just before my birthday, actually, which is the 13th of December. Don't ask me how old I am. I feel about 90 after the Fiesta. But it's not a big one this year anyway. The big one comes next year. I might have to escape for that one. But I will be here in Benidorm for this birthday. And it'd be lovely to see some of you at the Triangle if you're in Benidorm around that time. I'm waffling on now and I'm nearly getting run over, so I'm going to get off. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've not had my skates on for a while, so I thought I would make this chat a little bit more interesting for you guys. You can all have a look around this area and see what it's like now that the fiestas are all over and done with. It'll soon be busy again, it'll soon be Christmas. I can't believe I'm saying that already, wow. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that beer mug in the corner, and also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.